It's the KC Show, coming at you live inside Affordable Title Loan Studio in downtown Union. It's your life, your town, your show. With your host, Kyle.
All right. Well, we are hopefully live with no issues. Got a nice little blue background, Mr. Jerry.
Blue.
I hate that. Oh man, the blue Christmas. Now it looks like it's showing that it's not streaming. We did a bunch of tests and everything, and of course, like I say, guys, you know, as soon as we get ready to go live, you know, it all comes crumbling down, like John Mellencamp said.
Well,
But-
it wasn't us. It was the
It's-
weather. Yes. The
Yes,
weather,
yes.
the
We're
weather was
the too much sunshine. Definitely got to get that taken care of. Let me get the show shared on my other page, and we will. Looks like it's probably the Facebook that it's throwing, or not Facebook, but you a lot to talk about actually, guys. And let me know how the sound is. Let me know if it's too loud, too low. We will try to adjust it on the fly. Like I say, this is our first broadcast back in a studio. Finally, it's been a while, Jerry. It's been a very long time, and
it's been a long time, but you know, it's worth it because it's air conditioned.
yes,
It's nice,
finally.
comfortable.
And that was the hard part. A lot of people were very, very warm building. You were in there many a times with me. I mean, nice building, great building. Don't get me wrong, but it was hot. It was extremely hot in there, and it was just too hot to run all this equipment and everything. I see our comments are working up there, so I don't even have to have it on my phone. So I know Jerry looks a little fuzzy here with his hair and everything.
Well,
but it's
the new look.
It,
It's
let's see if we can bring Jerry's color back in there. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just stick with that. He ain't got to be monarchy tonight. We'll get his straightened out. That's more of the camera.
Oh, yeah, well,
That's more of the camera than anything else, but we'll just put it back on.
you know, even though it was like that, I still look good.
Yeah, you still look
Yeah,
good, Jerry.
yeah,
You still
the
the
hat.
legend.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know yours looks lot better.
mine's 4K too.
I knew that mine would be sitting behind this green
God.
screen. It's
I was
going to be
just
trouble.
wondering, I'm like, where did your hair go? It like went from mine.
You got a hat to hide yours.
Yeah, well, you need to start wearing a hat like the rest of us. So, well, guys, we're going to, like I say, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to bring up a few things here up on the screen. The first thing I want to talk about, but also kind of do it at the beginning. I had a lady reach out to me, and she is needing donations for Ethan Parker, and I've got it pulled up there on the screen. Basically, Ethan was found by his boss on the floor at his workplace. He was having a seizure, and you know, like a lot of us, doesn't have insurance. And if anybody would like to help them out with that situation, definitely check out their page. It is on Stacy Addis's page. ADDIS, Stacy, STACY. Y'all check it out. If you can help, please do so. I'm sure they'll be very appreciative of it. He's got some tests and stuff that he's got to get done, and it just costing a lot of money. So y'all definitely try to help out if you can, and we appreciate it. Couple of announcements, you know, Sims, I can bring that up on the screen. Look at this studio rocking, Jerry.
I'll tell you what, just like clockwork. Yeah. Y'all have seen him a few minutes ago running around with a chicken head cut off. Well, let me unplug this.
Let me
reset
unplug
this,
these
yeah.
wires. There's like 25 wires.
You know, I don't know where my router's going to my computer or not. Tell me if you see it go off. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't panic. No.
Sims announced today for immediate release that suspension of 7th grade football activities until October the 5th, 2020. Well, until after October the 5th. Not really a set date on when, but also there are students that are being told they got to stay home now because they participated in practice in football with the child that was that had COVID. And so now kids are having to be forced to do virtual, you know, full time for the next 2 weeks until everybody's cleared. So,
Wow.
Yeah, not a fun situation for the kid. I cannot imagine how hard it is on these kids. Like they just got to be so lost.
Well, they don't know which way to turn.
Exactly.
One minute they can come there and
Right, Jill.
and then the next minute they got to go right back.
Yep. And the 8th grade too, like Jill said, 8th grade as well. So it's it's a situation that I really wish that we could get past, because one thing that I noticed that a lot of people aren't talking about, the CDC and the student body, or the school board and stuff like that, the very, very low rate that children, their kids. I feel like these facts aren't being talked about, just more so of what's being put on the news. And I think it's about time we start looking at the facts and quit uprooting all these people's lives. I had a lady come in this morning, first thing, she works third, and she said, I don't get to bed till about 12. We're doing more harm by keeping them out of school than we are keeping them in school.
Well, it's disrupting the whole family. It's disrupting their workplace. They have to make some adjustments there. We don't hear too much about daycare now. Are they having to make a lot of adjustments?
Schools. I haven't heard nothing about daycare.
I mean, they've been kind of like quiet in the background. I mean, are people able to drop their kids off at the daycare now? Or are they going to, can you still do that?
Brenda Keith, your comment went off of there too fast on my TV, and I'm having to kind of look around that camera a little bit.
He means monitor. He hadn't got it.
Oh, it's a big TV, Jerry.
That's a big monitor.
But let me see if I'm waiting on it to pop up on my phone.
Sims had virtually no assignments, yet for virtual, only 2 introductory. Right.
And they're having no issues.
Yeah.
You know why? They're not state regulated.
Is the Christian day school here, or are they going full time?
I don't know.
Somebody
if
said
they're
it
going
was.
full-time. I mean, you don't hear nothing like this coming from schools that aren't state regulated.
Right.
I mean, come on, if you want to start connecting some dots, you know what I mean? So let me go back up here and see if I can find that comment.
See,
I lost it. So my 6-year-old has had to go to work with me every day, 6 days a week since March because of this virus. Exactly. And the same with us, Michael and Stephen, they have to come up here and, and I'm being as honest as I can be, and I hope I don't get them in trouble, but oh well if I do. I mean, they're in that office for less than an hour doing schoolwork and they're done. So it's either one or two things. Either kids are going to school too long,
concentrate like they would in front of a teacher or anything like that. They're not going to have that concentration like that. I'm just wondering how the colleges and all they're going to do, as far as I don't know. I just don't know how their education is really going to be. I think we're shortchanging the kids.
Well, oh God, yeah, of course. I mean, we're shortchanging them by a whole lot because it's not fair to them. Pam Pennington says the village school in Gaffney is going full time also. So, I mean, these kids are not more healthier than probably these other kids. The flu has been pretty much almost non-existent to the numbers to the CDC.
I've noticed a lot of different things here coming up closer. That's And the teachers are having to put in extra work because of this. They're having to they're like to having double teach.
Yeah, they're so stressed. They are so stressed, man.
Yeah, and
they come in here. I have a lot of them who come in here. They need to do copies and stuff like that. And I mean, you can see it on them. When you ask them, they're like, "No, we're good," but you can see it. You can see it in their eyes. They now there are some honest ones who were like, you know what, this is rough. This is for the birds. We're tired of this, and we're ready to go back full time.
They're having to teachers having to go in earlier and stay later.
Yeah.
I mean, even the time for
That's it. I realized when I looked at this, well, I don't have it on the screen, so that's good. I just want to talk about this real quick. Jerry, you read it before we went live on the air, and you kind of started giggling a little bit. And we're going to come back. I see a lot of people are talking about this with the school. We'll definitely jump back into it. But Macy says, our kids have to keep masks on at their desk, but my stepdaughter knew when they're having riots and all that stuff up there. I'm not even going to try to get into that because I'll get into it and I'll be stuck there.
Well, I'll tell you a little funny story
Go
about
ahead.
children in mask is that one of the ladies I know that taking their children, little bitty child to, I think it's kindergarten or first grade, something like that, and child come home and had a different mask on.
Oh,
I says, where did you get that? Where did you get that mask? He says, oh, me and my buddy traded.
swapped. Yeah. Well, Jerry, I'm going to keep you on the screen for a second. You know, I showed you this and your reaction to it was funny. I wish you hadn't read it. I wish I'd have waited till we were live. You read this Union County Community Fair.
I don't know why they call it the county fair.
It is the most misleading title, and I'm telling you, Union County is very good at that. But this is the most misleading title of an event I have ever seen
Kyle,
in my life.
tell us what fun are they going to have?
Let's talk about the event. So, free flu shots. I mean, come on, Jerry.
All right.
Free- you got to stay in your car for every bit of this.
I'm going to drive in a convertible
You imagine trying to get a shot in your arm
arm.
by being in the car? I mean, come on. You know, it's hard enough. Office. No longer you're trying to reach over your door handle. And I mean, but
I'm going to Chris. I want a shot in the butt.
the next ride up is is free COVID-19 testing. So you get a poke in your arm. Now you get
Two
jammed
things
in the
up your
nose. The
Kids,
ride,
ain't this fun? You're going to the fair this year.
but then it gets better. It does come down. There's free prizes and giveaways, and
Yeah, Band-Aids for the shot. Galls for the nostrils to stick up.
this is. I mean, how do you call this a fair? But then you get to complete the 2020 census, Jerry. I mean, come on. I mean, this is the best roller coaster ride you'll ever have.
Oh, man.
And
Yeah.
then you get to register to vote if you haven't.
Right.
And at the line,
Hey, y'all, if y'all like this fair, maybe next year they give colonoscopy.
God, I'm trying. You imagine doing that at the car? I don't know why, but the first person that popped into my head was Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, God. Okay, this is fell
Sorry,
off the
Mike.
rails.
You're next.
Oh man, this. And the reason we're having fun with it is because they're calling it the Union County Community Fair. This is as far away from a fair as you can get. I mean, they could have called this anything else but a fair.
Tell who's sponsored. They could have called it the sponsorship.
Sponsored by the Union County Census 2020 Complete Count Committee. Yeah. So now, if you want to be a part of this, I mean, you know, if you need to register to vote and you want to get tested, I mean, it's a one-stop shop for real, but not necessarily a fair. I don't think.
Sorry,
I'll be
Angie,
going.
for you messing your drink up.
I'm sorry. Oh man.
But
Did
you know-
somebody say that? Oh
Yeah,
no.
But you know what, Kyle, we got to stream this fair.
Uh-oh.
We gotta live
Oh
stream
man,
it.
yeah, Lord, jeez. And council, you know,
And
I think
name
they
it
could have
Union
picked
County
another
Fair.
name.
I mean,
Yeah,
they could have
they-
said this event's going to be at the Union County Fairgrounds. Don't call it a fair.
Yeah, a community health event,
Yeah, right.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Kids come home and see us, says, "Mom, Dad, they're going to have the fair. Can we go?"
Exactly. It's going to be
Yes,
very
dear.
confusing for people. So I just thought that was something I wanted to read out. But guys, no lie, if you need that, I mean, don't get if you need the flu. I mean, we're having fun with it. But this is a convenient thing if you need these things. We were just talking about the name. The name was I think we could have did better.
Yeah,
But
this low country with it across the street over here, they give free testing.
That's right.
COVID
Yep,
test
they
anyway.
do.
I mean, and a lot of places giving free flu shots.
Elise says, "Do you get chipped too?" I hope not.
Yeah, really.
This guy should be the Union County Gauntlet.
Hey, I've been there through the Army. They get on both sides of them shots.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, but it's like I say, there's things there. We have fun reading it out, but if there's something you need there, hey, that's a great thing to do. It is a one-stop shop if you need to get your flu shot and you want to be tested for COVID. And even if you need to register to vote, now don't forget you can do that online. You don't have to go in anywhere and do that. So,
The fair charges, I wonder what they're gonna charge.
that's what I wonder. You gonna have to have a band on your arm before you come through?
Yeah,
or
so
anything?
you gotta have a band on it before you get a
I
shot.
want to know what the gifts are. I
Yeah,
really
somebody knows
want
what
to
the
know.
gifts are to listen to.
But Cone Mill's going to be shutting down after years. I can't even tell you how long they've been established out of Carlisle. But Cone Mill will be shutting down at the beginning of the year. My dad worked there. My grandpa worked there. All my uncles worked there on my dad's side. Everybody. So kind of bitter. Well, it ain't no sweet part to it. It's just bitter.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of people out of work there.
Yeah.
I don't know how many actually works there, but I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with that big building. I hope it's not gonna be like another eyesore like
Just
we
going to
see.
see it probably.
Yeah, we
And that's
see a lot of these
unfortunate.
plants close, and then next thing you know, they're either
Right, Terry. That would have actually been a good. Simple name. She said they should have named it Union County
Yeah,
Health
yeah.
Fair. That'd work.
perfect name.
That'd have been perfect. Now, absolutely, Terry. Good job there.
maybe I need to hire her.
I hate that with Cone Mill, and also with that being combined with Bilo right now, still having no offer on the table by Food Line or any other shopping or grocery companies yet. Nothing's there. Now,
Is that across the board that they're selling their whole company out? Bilo is.
they're just selling out to, I guess they have like set stores that they're either going to close or sell out, and Union's one of them. Jolynn says, I heard Union Times.
And I don't know how to get daily out of just get it 6 days a week. Now it's 5 days a week. We get it's 1 day a week now,
Yeah.
and I can get that on my Monday's paper because they're just repeating it on Wednesday what's
Yeah.
going there.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not saying we're glad that's happening. We're not surprised by it. But I mean, there's a lot of things that is dying in Union. There's a few businesses right now I know right now that is on the brink of about to shut down, and I hope it doesn't happen. But Bilo is a big one. If Bilo shuts down, we don't have much competition for Walmart at that point. We got Save a Lot, we got Fresh Air Galaxy, and that's it.
That's pretty well it.
That's it.
So you
So,
have to go out of town and
Yeah.
like that. It'd be nice to get an Ingles here, wouldn't it?
and Ingles would be great. I love Food Line when it's here.
Yeah.
I shopped at Food Line, and I think it's a negotiation tactic. I do. I think they're going to wait at the last second, and I'm not.
They do too.
That's too good of a building. I mean, Food Line
Now,
built the building.
I know Rose's Express is coming, but
They are.
Is that they're going to have groceries there?
They have like a little small area with groceries, I believe. Patty's the expert on this. But Rose's is actually kind of like a Big Lots.
Right.
That's the way to kind of look at it, and
bit
I'm
more
excited for
upscale,
that.
I think.
I tell you, Trad is doing some work in that plaza. He's
made it nice.
he is single-handedly just bringing business into Union. He's brought Goodwill, now he's bringing Roses. He got the I don't know if it's a construction company or a trucking company over there. I think in one of those buildings. I can't remember. He's putting a Band-Aid on Union, and the city of his old complex in the old theater parking lot, when he sold it, the new guy that came, the city gave him a brand new sign. Didn't give Trad a doggone thing. And I'm not speaking about, I've talked about this before, but this man is putting a Band-Aid on a town that's bleeding. You would think they would be the first ones to step up and say, how can we help you? Or can you help us?
Well, you know how that looked, that area looked before. It looked horrible, didn't it? Yeah, and he's going to ride him around a little plane.
Yeah, I just read that. Terry's like, that's a good one.
But, it looked horrible, and then he's done so much work on that area. And
Parking lot
you know
looks
what's
good now.
something that the city has got, I don't know if the city does it or if it's a DOT or like that, they got to bring that stoplight back up there.
Yeah, they do.
They've got a lot of people down there shopping, a lot of people in there eating, and coming out of it, because I come out of it all the time, and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't wait to
Down there as well,
Right.
you still got La Fogata's. I mean, he's filling that parking lot back up, and there's a few spots still left there for rent. I mean, What's going on, Josh? How you feeling, brother? Hope you're feeling good. I've been praying for you, man. Been thinking about you a lot, man. Love you. Hopefully, everything's going good with you, my man.
Yes.
Holly says, I'm at Cooper's right now, ready to try this food. Hey, that's all right. I mean, that's perfect timing. You know, you got Cooper's down there. You got Hometown. You got all these places that Trad has single-handedly, I mean, he has re-energized that area. I mean, it was a dead zone. So I believe you're right. They need to get a red light back up there because he has put the money into the parking lot. He's repaved it now. I mean, the city just not giving him a hand at doing anything is just, in my opinion, disrespectful.
Yeah.
But you don't have
Macy, why shouldn't there be a light up there? Just curious. You said no light.
I don't miss that light. They need to put it. Look, man. I mean, if you come out of that parking lot, you sitting there forever. And if you come out of Subways, you really sitting there.
I got to tell you this. This is funny.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I always wondered this. Why they got these little crosswalks?
I don't know, man.
It's almost like you run up on this in the middle of the desert, and here's this crosswalk that you push, and nobody walks there.
No, and that was a conversation that I had with somebody. It might have been Frank. And I'm, me and him have been talking, and I'll talk about that. I'll talk on that here in just a few. But one thing that I keep hearing about they're wanting the city. It might have been a city. They're wanting to put it was Everett. Sidewalks on the bypass. I'm sorry.
How many people was he walking?
I mean, you might have a total of maybe 5 or 10.
Look at
good.
I'm
just fine. I don't need that. But so we've covered that. Also, guys, I got to get more details on it. Somebody sent me a message, and I have lost that message. But on Halloween, I know there's a lot of talk. They were talking about, CDC doesn't want kids going out. This is what makes me not trust the CDC, because they have actually went on TV and talked to people. One of those face shields is way more protective. Now, you're about to have kids who go out and literally have a face shield over them, and you're wanting to cancel that holiday. And that part is ridiculous. But McDonald's will be having a gift in La Fagatas. And don't forget about us here at the Nixon Center. We will be giving out candy. I will get the details on that. I've got to talk to all the businesses and make sure that whatever plan that we come up with is good for everybody. I want it to be good for everybody, not just one company down here. We're really looking forward to it, and we've got to give these kids something. Well, don't exchange gifts this year, I mean, come on, so it's we've got to give these kids something.
Well, yeah, we didn't took away their sports, we didn't took away all this other stuff here. Let's make it.
We're gonna have some very like a lady said today. We're gonna have some very overweight and dumbed down children if we do not get them back into school, get them back active, and that's not being offensive. That is true down the bypass. I ain't walking down the bypass, but Macy, it's hard to get out of the other buildings on the other side of the road with the red light. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Now, if they put in a better red light at that area, then yes. They put in the old red light, then no. I'm not on board, because that thing was horrible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was awful.
They need to get something modern up there. And give us, me and you, a remote control. That way we can get out.
Halloween is the only day you don't wear a mask. Really, exactly. That thing takes the comments off of there too fast. I can't read them. But another thing that I wanted to talk about that was kind of a big. I hate to use the word event because it's not what you want to call it. But did you see the issue? Well, I know you have with the guy in Duncan at the Cracker Barrel.
Right.
It's a man. He's in the girls' stall and at the very last stall and waiting on little girls basically to come in and
he pokes his head underneath there to look at him. Yep. He also had his phone where he takes cell phone pictures.
Daddy kind of took, and then they got an employee to go in there and check. And sure enough, he was in there, and they ran him off. And I guess he was trying to leave. Maybe I don't know if he was trying to escape.
Yes,
and I don't know why he thought he was just going to be able to do that and just walk out. But as you can see, 2 or 3 parents kind of got a hold to him. One parent for sure jumped on him pretty good. And you know, that's just, but that's the things that these leftists in California, Portland, stuff like that. These,
You know what his bond was? $2,000.
Really?
That was it.
Wow.
And he is a sex offender, repeat offender.
Right.
Yeah. And this is the part I don't understand. We don't want, that around our area.
Yeah.
So they're going to put an ankle monitor on him and make him move to South Carolina.
Thank you, James. Yeah, you told me about that. They're going to make him move.
Yes.
Clearly, he's got something that's not ticking. He needs help. They need to get him into that. Should have been his bond. You're not leaving our custody. You're not going to jail. We're sending you to a mental institution until we can, figure out what to do with him or, something. But just let him back out with society.
Yeah, that's and we don't condone violence and stuff like that. We can see how a parent would just lose it. I know I would. I mean, it's just like that. But here's this guy and this poor 15-year-old girl, just thinking no one's there, and look down and there's this head underneath there. Yeah. And she did the right thing right there to get to tell her parents. And
you imagine her. You imagine her psyche. First off, you just had this guy stare at you. Now your dad's possibly. Did they arrest him?
No,
they didn't. Little girl. I mean, that's something that can scar a person easily for the rest of their life. And this guy needs to be put in jail, and he definitely needs help. I mean, there's something not right with him. And if there's something they can't fix or figure out, he don't need to be a part of society anymore.
No, and the bad thing about when these pedophiles like that, and they do when they do arrest them, they do sit in a prison, they don't stay in there that long. They're back out, so they got to do something that's going to rehabilitate that behavior.
Yeah, and as you can see in the comments there, not much sympathy whatsoever for, and I'm not condoning sympathy for him at all. No. Unless he has a mental defect. Yeah, that's exactly right. So if he can do that, then he knows right and wrong. I'm just talking about people who don't know from right from wrong.
Right, and there's circumstances, but this guy here, he knew right.
He knew how to get from North Carolina to South Carolina. Right there, you go. That's so. Right. I agree, and I believe, I ain't gonna speak for Jerry, but they do. I think they do need to be castricized.
I think it should be, if especially when, say, for instance, second offense,
repeat offender,
and say, okay, this is what we need to do. Then we need to get you fixed.
That's right.
Now, you can fix that part, but you can't fix the mind.
Yeah, and with that process, I hate to say this. It makes me feel, but if he can't get any kind of an excitement or arousal out of the situation because it's been disconnected, maybe that would just stop it. Who knows? Well, I don't know.
I don't think because it's a psychological thing,
right?
And lady in here just put on.
That's true, because if you look, the most heavily repeated offenders are sex offenders. That's why they have a list. Now, I've always said there should also be a murder list. I want to know if there's a sex offender living next to me, but I'm sure want to know if somebody's killed somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to know that. So, but even though you may think you may be in a safe environment, you've got to watch out for your children. And let me say this. There are some parents who allow their children to be on Facebook. You're not really supposed to be on Facebook, I don't think, until you're 18 or older. Now, I do know they have like a Facebook Kids now. But beforehand, you couldn't do it until you was 18. Let me tell you something. Them to dress on Facebook, I'm sorry, that is asking for trouble with the right person watching. With the right person looking at those pictures, you're asking for trouble. There's nothing
You're
wrong.
inviting them into your home.
That's exactly right. Yeah. You want to put pictures of your child, Christmas Day, first day of school, and all that good stuff, but maybe be a little bit more sensitive, like when they're at a swim party. Right. You need to be a little bit more sensitive to what pictures you put up for the person. That could be an enticement.
Yeah, there's enough apps out there now that these kids, get on there and very provocatively
yes.
exposed too much. And even out in public, really. And you know yourself, Kyle, we've been in restaurants, we go to places like that, and we see some comes in that really look like they need to be out there, street hookers.
Man,
I mean, it's just really that way.
Yes, yes. I mean, and it makes it. I can't speak for anybody, but I can't. I don't like being around that. That just. I'm sorry. That's not good.
Well, I'm not a big fan of some of these beauty pageants where they take the child and dress it up like an adult.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about.
That just freaks me out.
That freaks me out as well. And I would think for most people, it probably does, but, a lot of people are going to be like, well, now I'm having to alter the way I want to raise my child and be my child. Well, okay, that's okay if you're protecting your child. If you got to alter the way you're bringing your child up to protect it, I think that's an okay reason to do so. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
well, somebody mentioned also in here about shock treatment. So we give them shock treatment. I've actually saw, and not experienced it myself, but I actually saw several people that went through that treatment, shock treatment, and you're right. They lose their memory.
Yeah.
And but it doesn't take away those desires and stuff. Yeah. They lose memories of what the family. They lose memories of what happened last year, right there, because that's what it's for. Take away trauma.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a trauma event that takes away. So shock treatment wouldn't do that.
I agree there, Judy. She said those glam pageants are weird. I 100% agree. But Mary says, I think if a man does this to a child, he should be straight to the gas chamber. And I agree on a lot of points. You 2, 3, 1 year, man, I think it's your time on earth might be time. It's just my opinion. A lot of them
don't last when they go to prison. They find out about it.
That's right.
They try to hide what they're charged for, and it gets out, and they have to be in solitaire.
Yep.
But the thing of it is,
I am not even going to attempt to say your name. I am about to attempt it. Adelaide Adamo. I can't say your name, but basically, what happened at the Cracker Barrel in Duncan? An older man was hiding in a women's restroom, and when a 15-year-old child, I believe, came in, used the stall next to him, he was up under there watching the child, and they kind of touching on what I was about to say. They have medicine and stuff to increase libido and all that stuff. I'm sure they can find a way to also decrease that chemical component that would make somebody even think about sexual activities and stuff. I don't know. You got to be careful playing too much with stuff like that. It could be dangerous, but I'm sure there's something.
Hello, Kathy Gallman from Jonesville.
Oh, Kathy Gallman, how you doing?
Popped in.
Let's see. I agree with you. I just can't read that one. I am trying to keep it. Terry, I seen that man, when people were sharing that, listen, I was all about sharing it and bringing attention to it. I just didn't like the fact that people were sharing the trailer for it. Don't share the trailer. That's awful. Share the TV, but so we're gonna move on from Duncan and kind of stay in the same area. We're going to talk about Mr. Chuck Wright for a second. A lot of people already know about this, but we're just going to throw our 2 cents in and move on. Chuck Wright's he went to the county council yesterday, and honestly, in my opinion, the county council needs to show some more backbone, not necessarily to talk. This is the sheriff of Spartanburg County, and you got somebody in the background hollering at him while he's talking. And the county council did not stop, pause, or anything to say, you either need to be quiet or you need to leave. They allowed these people, and that is the part where we're agenda. But see, they allow people to do things that benefits their agenda. But if it's done to them, that's a big no-no. And we can't have that. We've got to be fair about this thing.
Right. And for people that's kind of don't know what's going on, Chuck Wright made the comment when these two black kids driving down the road, shooting out the window, and there's two officers sitting over there, and he said that they could, that he commends his officers because they could have been killed, and rightfully so, because if someone's shooting at you, it's kind of you got to shoot back, but travel. It could be an innocent kid back there playing or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And then for them to run from the police and they try to say that they didn't do anything intentionally, I kind of hard to believe that. If you're running, why are you running from the police then?
That's right. And he, I mean, like he said, he even lowered the charges for him. He said he could have just let him stay in jail for 9 months and basically let him just sit there and basically write. But he didn't do it. The people are saying that my microphone is breaking up a little bit. Let me.
Oh, okay. Well, I like Sheriff Wright.
It's good on my end, guys. Sorry about that.
I got to interview him, and he's a great guy. He says what he means. He doesn't candy coat it, and he don't have to. I don't think he has to apologize.
Not for doing his job.
Police officers do a great coming down out of North Carolina, stirring up some mess, and they're coming down here saying, "Oh, he should apology." There's no apology needs to be made. He should be thanking him that his officers were professional enough not to kill.
You tell them no. Say, look here, you go back to where you came from. This is our town. If there's a problem, we'll handle it. We don't need your help. And instead they welcome these people, these anarchists, and that they want to come in and loot and trash things and stuff like that. And your town's left over with this while they leave and go back to their homes, and you're the one stuck who's got to pay for it, which is stupid.
Yeah, I think we need to go to their house and do the same thing.
My sound's good, guys. Yeah. I double checked one more time. Could be just Facebook, internet. Good turn in there, Jerry. Good turn in. So here's as we get ready to wrap up our first successful broadcast in our new studio, and thank Jerry and thank everybody for watching. We are going to get back to this, and I hope Jerry can come along for the ride for the rest of them. But it is nice to be able to sit in a nicer environment here. So no loud fans or nothing like that in the background. But Xbox Series, it's the new hot items for this Christmas, and both of them went live for pre-orders. One was today. The PlayStation was last week. Well, it went live today at 11 o'clock, and there are hackers out there who have what they call bots, who can, as soon as something goes live, they can start taking these bots. And let me show y'all this. This was done by a friend of mine who was trying to help me get an Xbox for Christmas. Had to black out a few things. Now, I want y'all to remember this. This went live at 11 o'clock, okay? You could not start pre-ordering until 11 o'clock. So here on the website, if you look up at the top left, the big red circle, it says Xbox Series S. Your current item is out of stock. And if you look down at your bottom right, look at the time, 11:01. And this is Walmart. Walmart sold out in less than a minute. That's not possible. It's not possible. Even with something as popular as this, it was not possible. And I thought that was going to be something interesting to share with everybody, because in less than 1 minute, they sold out of all those Xboxes. And here's the problem. They were supposed to have pre-orders in the stores, and they're not going to do it because of COVID. And they're sold out now in less than a minute. These bots, and now if you go to eBay, and I should have had that brought up as well. If you go to eBay, they're now on there for $300, $400, $500 more. eBay and the developers, Microsoft and Sony, they need to step in and stop this stuff, because now there could be people who's not able to get this for their children for Christmas because simply people are out here price gouging and was able to crash these sites, and it was crazy.
I don't like telling my executive, but Brittany says
To finish this, so I had a doctor's appointment at 11:15, and I didn't get there till about 11:20. I left here. I had one Xbox in the cart, but it would not let me check out. It was on Best Buy's website. And it wouldn't. Patty and them, they're still trying to do it while I'm gone, and I'm talking to them on the phone. They're still trying to order this thing, and I'm like, you know what? Forget about it. It's over with. Just don't even worry about it. We get back. I get back. I'm sorry. And about 1:30, I'm sitting here, and you know what? I'm like, well, it's still sitting in my cart. Let me try to check out. Patty tried to do it. It said it was sold out. I tried to do it on my phone, sold out. I did it on the computer, checked out. I actually got that in that cart or what, but I did get one later on. They didn't believe me. They come up here, and Brittany was hollering and screaming, blew my eardrums out. But we will try to keep y'all updated on that with these Xboxes and PlayStation 5s. They're supposedly going to have another round of pre-ordering, because this is the hot item. And this is going to be what most kids ask for.
When will you get it?
Unveiling for the Xbox, you know.
Right. We
do a little.
We charge Brittany.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, Judy, this has happened for years. Absolutely. But I just thought that was kind of funny. But this is things that, like I say, technology, you know, still hasn't been perfected yet, and that's why, like a lot of things that they're wanting. There was the speaker of his committee did mail-in ballots for their election back in July, and they had 13,000 ballots missing, and it took them over 2 months to try to find those ballots. Now, you imagine what that's going to do countrywide when it's time to vote for the president. It's going to be chaos.
I do not think that mailing in, I don't know if it's office, and with mass mailing in some companies that I work for, you wouldn't believe all of the letters that were in these tubs like that they use, that we would get in empty ones to mail things in. Mm-hmm. We found actually the whole town of Lockhart's power bills was in it. Mm. And we find mail all the time. After the election.
After election.
No, I don't. No, yep. I wouldn't trust the post office for doing that. I want to go push that button myself.
I agree. And we're going to I talked with Tom Maccabee today. We're going to have him on the show soon. We're going to have Jeff on the show. A lot of people are wanting us to try to set up a debate. I've got to talk to both of them and see if a debate is something that they're wanting to do. If they are, then we will definitely set it up and find a location. This is too small still too small. Middle of the year. So, yeah, the voter fraud is going to be tremendous. It's going to be tremendous. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. So, guys, y'all let me know what you think. We're going to get better backgrounds. This blue was just for tonight. Jerry was supposed to be blue, but he decided to go green. His hair. There's a lot going on. There's more going on, but these were like the top tier things that I wanted to really talk about. And good show, clean show. And that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to get it there. Now, every now and then, I can't promise that Kyle might not lose that famous temper of his, but we're going to try to get the facts to you as best as possible. One last time, sorry about that, but we'll move on from that. No need to bring it back up. But hopefully, if the temperature stays the way it is, we're going to try to see if we can set up another ghost hunt. So really looking forward to that. The cold weather just seems to. Did you hear that? Cold weather.
Love to do it because it is Halloween month, and also we're going to have Kyle and Patty going to be featuring in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
It's finally time. It's finally time that my stardom gets out there. I'm great. I'm good looking. I mean, Jerry, I'm the total package. I mean, you know, I will win county supervisor just in looks alone.
That's why I was going to put you in a horror movie. On those looks and all. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out which one I'm going to let you play in this thing. Patty's going to be the star.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Love you, Al. I seen that's my uncle there. Love you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I see everybody saying good show tonight. Thank God. We're finally back, and we're going to be back. Get back on schedule, because a lot of people have gotten seriously upset with us for just going away, and it was all due to the environment of where our studio was. That's why we stopped doing the show. No other reason. And we are back now. The studio's set up, and we're going to have some fun with this green screen. I already got some plans together for that.
And we're still going to do locations once in a while.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Make sure they got good internet.
Yeah,
and,
we want to get back to a lot of them. Like, I definitely would like to get back to. I kept saying I felt like just 3 months straight, got to get to Midway, and I never did.
Yeah,
Never did.
They're going to take away your chicken stew.
To be honest with you,
hash.
they probably needed the less help out of all the restaurants, because they are so popular. Right. But still, I still wanted to get out there, and I do apologize out there, but the internet was horrible.
Yeah.
We can't do that again.
Actually, we had to leave.
Yep, we can't do that one again until we can get access to some good internet there. Yeah. So we'll try that later on, but thank you, Kathy. And, guys, and if you ever want to come on the show, that is right, Macy. I never came to y'all either, and I'm so sorry about that. I will make that happen. But if you ever want to come in and sit in the show,
brought my feet up over there on the couch. You massage my foot while we talk.
But
give Macy a plug. Where
Macy, she runs the country store right down from my old location, right down from the Dario. She's got the country store. I can't remember her address. I'm sure she'll pop it up there. From Enmark and all that. Okay. So she's a good lady. They've been open for a long time. They've been in business a long time. CC, I would love to. That will have to be an invitation extended. I would love to, but that's got to be a invitation extended for that one. So 529 Thompson Boulevard at the country store. And don't forget, they also still doing pool supplies.
Do some work for it before you cover it up.
Yep. I've got to find somebody to do that for me, because I'm not doing it. I hate covering my pool. Yeah. Almost about as bad as I hate uncovering it.
Well, when people see you out there in your bathing suit, they wish you would cover it.
Absolutely. It's the WWE, they just got to live with that jealousy,
Yeah.
I can't help that.
And your mom's taking care of you. She went and cut a cover today.
Oh, did she? Oh, okay, did she? Yep, she did. She called and told me about that. Yep. But she finally got her a pool just in time for it to be nice and cold. Yeah. Hour's time, really a little bit less than an hour's time. Trump packed rally. Oh, okay. Trump's rally is packed in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry. Everywhere he goes is packed. The only rally I ever seen him not packed at was the first one when he started back doing his rallies about a month ago, and that is because the kids from that college, they were free tickets, and he's packed out. Yeah. Listen, guys. I don't even want to go back down this road right here at the end, because this is a good show, but I feel like the American people has given Trump no support for, the side of the left and the Democrats. The Democrats have not given the support to Trump. We've got to be fair about this thing. We've got to give them their opportunity. He won. That's it. Let's support him. He might make your life better if you get behind him and help him. Just like if anybody else, if God bless, if Joe Biden was to win, God help us all, but he definitely is going to need our support, because that guy.
And directions.
Yeah.
I know I got to meet a president in my lifetime, and a lot of people don't get to do that. And shake his hands. That was Senior Bush. And they gave him a medallion, and got to sit in the Secret Services vehicle.
Thank you, Kathy.
And but any of our elected officials, you don't hide in the dark. You express what they need to do. That's because they are elected, and you pay for their.
Well, and that goes back to also, you cannot go out and preach against violence and death by killing and violating people. You can't do that. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to hear you. And I'm sure not going to listen to you when you're out here supporting a group that is. But thank you, Kathy. Yeah, my confidence is off the chain with this new studio.
Man.
Yes.
Thank you, Kathy. His head now won't fit out the
It
door.
will not go out the door, so I have to stay here tonight. I have to get my food delivered.
Patty was delivering soup.
But the left owns a lot, guys. George Soros is amazingly wealthy, and he's the one behind a lot of this. If you don't know who George Soros is, Google it. We'll have to get into that another day. Hopefully the stream went good. It looked like it did on my end. I know a lot of people were talking about possibly it going kind of breaking up a little bit, but on my end, I haven't seen it freeze up at all,
Yeah,
maybe one or two
Didn't
times.
know mine either.
So, and you know, I'm not a big fan of the Bushes. I'm not a fan of Clinton. But you know what? That's a neat artifact to have. And you know, like I say again, just because you don't agree with them, don't mean you got to.
You hear my Bill Clinton impression?
Go ahead.
I tell you what, fellow Americans, I did not have sex with that woman. She's too ugly.
Guys, thank y'all for watching. Hopefully we'll, like I say, this was a good stream. I enjoyed it. No echoing, no problems with the internet from what I can tell. Looks good, sound good. We're going to go ahead and finish this off. A lot of people are signing off because they're getting ready to go and be with their family, and they go enjoy their night. And I'm going to try to go home. Watching, we enjoyed it. Hopefully this is one of many. Now that we're back, we're going to be having a lot of good times, but we're going to be still bringing you the same information. We're still going to push that envelope. We're going to bring you the stuff that they may not want you to know, and they may want you to know. We don't care. We're going to give you straight up as it is, the way it is, because truth is the only thing that we have to offer there, Jerry. But I appreciate you being with us tonight.
Great being here.
Let's get Jerry's little sign off. You're going to have to do the mic sign
Oh,
off.
yes,
we
we
haven't
did.
forgot about him.
The mic sign is Patty calling now.
Yep. But I thought maybe we might have had a chance to see Mike tonight, but he said that guys, we love y'all. I'm going to do my own. We love you. Get ready, get involved with the election. Ask questions. Don't determine who you're voting for just basically by the fact that you know them. Ask questions. Find out what their agenda is and find out if they're the right person for the job. That's it. There's nothing else that needs to be involved in whether or not a person gets a job.
Tell them bye.
Goodbye, y'all. Y'all take care. Ooh, I meant to sign it off. I meant to do the
The intro.
intro. Yeah, I
exit,
forgot to do that. I kept saying